Yeah, so Article 1, Section 8, Clause 8, for those who aren't looking at their handy dandy pocketbook constitution, says that Congress can promote the progress of science and useful arts by securing for limited times to authors and inventors the exclusive right to their respective writings and discoveries. So that's the intellectual property clause, what I'll refer to as the IP clause. Before we even talk about the IP clause in the US Constitution, it's important to think back to what existed prior to the Constitution. So, after the Revolution, while the US was operating under the Articles of Confederation, it was a patchwork of state based copyright protections that governed this regime. And the drafters of the Constitution realized they needed some mechanism to make sure that they were incentivizing the creation of new knowledge, of new innovation, new inventions. And they were trying to find out what is the best mechanism to use here. And there was a fascinating conversation that went on between Madison, for example, Jefferson, for example, where they said, hey, we really hate monopolies. We've seen in England, for example, a clear abuse of monopolies. We've seen that the royal prerogative has at times quashed innovation and has been used and abused by kings and queens over time. So, can we please come up with a better approach to incentivizing innovation? Well, they ran into a problem. The revolution was quite costly on the United States. The states themselves were in a tremendous amount of debt, and the federal coffers were nearly empty. And so when they were thinking about, oh, could we offer prizes? Could we offer premiums? One early founder in the US even came up with the idea, what if we gave 1,000 acres of land to anyone who came up with a new invention? So they were looking for any other alternative but copyright, but a monopoly right to use certain works. And yet, the fact of the matter was they just didn't have enough money to have those sorts of positive incentives. And so instead, they came up with this IP clause. And looking at the text of the IP clause, it's important to start off with that end that they were trying to focus on to promote the progress of science and useful arts. Now, not to sound too much like a lawyer, not to get too into the textual weeds, but that is a very specific objective. If something isn't promoting the progress of science, then it can't be interpreted as constitutional. It's flagrantly violating the clear end that the founders entrenched into the Constitution itself.